Hey guys, how you doing? And Aaron Dade here again with Kingdom Blueprint, and this is one version of stonewalling that I want to talk about. When, especially in this era of communication today, where there's a lot of text messaging, Snapchat, instant messaging, direct messaging, stuff like that, emails, obviously, it's one of the things that a lot of people do still if they need to restart communication. But then we have this version of stonewalling where you can be blocked. So that's what I want to talk about today is when somebody decides to block you in your communication and how to handle that. The strategies of how you need to deal with someone who has decided to block you. Um, if somebody has blocked you and there is not a reason for it, so in other words, there isn't a medical reason for it or there isn't a safety reason for it, they just blocked you because they did not want to talk to you anymore. As I talked about before, I am married, and blocking is a boundary between the two of myself and my wife. I wouldn't block her, and she wouldn't block me. That was part of the boundary that we set up, which is what I'm going to talk about is messaging. Because messaging is how you instill boundaries, and how you also enforce boundaries. So when somebody blocks you, they send you a message that emotional availability is on their terms. So whenever they want to speak to you, they can unblock you and then say something back to you. I am a firm believer that communication is a two-way street. It's not one of those things where you can just decide on and off. If we started communicating, I can stop communicating and I'm the only one that can start it back up again. Once you start, it's flowing back and forth, very similar to information or anything else like that, or technology. Once you start there is no just stopping it. It only stops for you. That's very self-motivated or a self-protection mechanism. If you're the one that's being stonewalled, that person is using a self-protection mechanism for whatever reason. However, how you deal with this is messaging. So, in other words, not actual literal messaging, but realize the opportunity for them to speak to you again will happen. That is the one thing that the person that is stonewalling you, they are banking on you being desperate for their attention. This is a very frequent thing with people that go into love bombing, or too much attention. They give you too much attention, and then when you don't do what they say, then they remove it from you. They met you by preying on the fact that for whatever reason you liked their attention, enjoyed their attention, and you allowed them to have a sense of control at some point in time. And so then they removed that attention from you so that you would feel bad about not having that attention anymore. So they are focused on giving you consequences or making you feel pain because you're not listening to them, because they're not in control. So they block you. So then, therefore, your message to them needs to be, I don't need your attention from you is not my survival. You're not the center of my emotions. You don't get to dictate how I feel about this or that. So if you stonewall me, you don't want to talk to me, when the opportunity comes up for us to speak again and you come out and say something to me, then I don't have to respond to you. I don't have to go back into it. It's not a matter of being bitter or resentful or frustrated. I don't have to be any of those things. I just do not need to allow you to think that you're in control of the emotional availability in this case. You need to make sure that if you're the person that's being stonewalled and you've been blocked, you need to make sure that the next time they send you a message, when that opportunity presents itself, that you make it very clear that one, stonewalling is not going to be accepted. If we are going to have a relationship, there will be open communication. And how you do that, a lot of times, me personally, when I talk to people about communication, is you need to be busy the first message doing something else when the opportunity pops up again. And if you deny that opportunity, you will get another one. So don't worry about whether there'll be enough opportunities to speak, because that person that's stonewalling you is banking on that. So I hope this is clear, and I'll see you guys in the next video.